record. Oh my God. Oh, why it does that. So this is the first time I'm going to attempt really to put Reiki with me having been trained in Reiki 2 now. I've put Reiki into classes before, obviously, but this is slightly different because I'm actually, I mean, some of you may already be trained in the Reiki, I don't know. And some people on YouTube actually say the sounds out loud. Some people don't. The symbols. I love the sound of the symbols, so I'm going to say them. I'm still trying to picture the images. I mean, 2 of them are pretty easy, but one of them, oh my God. So I'm not going to start trying to draw it in the air or anything like that. I'm just going to try and visualize it in my head. But how we're going to begin is it is going to be yin poses. They're going to be gentle. If it's one versus the other, you're going to, if it's one side the other side, then we're going to be in there about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. If it's just one, so we'll be doing torsos at one place, it will be about 5 or 6 minutes. So when we get into these poses, that's why I want you to make absolutely sure that you're really comfortable, hence the pillows, the cushions, to make sure that you are really comfortable when you come into these. So the first thing I want you to do, because we're going to use crystals. So I've got my crystals here, and we're going to do something with my Reiki wand as well. So I've got my Reiki selenite wand, which we're going to use for a bit of an aura, kind of like cleanse rub. We're going to do that shortly. But we're going to place, so either side of my mat, I'm going to place crystals going from the base up towards the crown. And what I want you to do is to imagine that these crystals are placed along the ends of your mat. So I want you to lie down, and I'm going to name the crystals. I'll hold them up to the camera so if you look later on that you can see what they were. So I just want you to lie down onto your yoga mat. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to lie down onto your yoga mat. And I'm going to have to try and work out where I would be about. So obviously we all know our chakras, we know the names of our chakras, we know the elements of them, and we know all of that. But we're going to begin by placing. So I've got red jasper to go at to the root chakra. So the red jasper is really good for grounding, stability for the root chakra. So I'm going to place one of those either side about where your root, obviously your root chakra points downwards, but I don't want it between your legs because it's going to get in your way. Oh, it wouldn't get in your way, would it? But it would mine. So your root chakra. Now we're going to move up, and we are going to use, where are they? My 2 carnelian. So that's going to be for phone me. So carnelian is going to be just about at the pelvic area. And then we're going to move up. I'm going to come into obviously your Manipura chakra, and we've got some calcite. So we're going to put calcite there, either side of about where your belly would be. Then I'm going to move up to the heart. Now, of course, in the heart chakra, some of you may need the healing. So I've got some green aventurine for healing, and some of you may need the love. So I've got rose quartz for love. So we're going to go either side where the heart is. And then we've got sodalite. So we've got sodalite for the throat chakra. So I'm placing those either side of the throat chakra. You can, if you want, imagine that you are holding these when you're doing your poses. We're moving up to the third eye. So I've got some amethyst for the third eye. And then finally, for the top of the head, for the crown, I've got some angelite, really, really good for the top 3 chakras. So I'm placing that at the end of the mat. So you can just imagine that you're holding these, and as we go through each of these poses, what we're going to do is you can imagine you're holding these, you can imagine the energy is coming from these, because once I've done the activation, then hopefully everything will start to work. So all I want you to do now is just place your hands on your heart or place your hands on your belly and just start finding that gentle breath in the body and allow yourself to arrive into the room. And beginning with the symbol, so when we sit up to do the aura rub, that we've already activated the Reiki. So just let the breath be gentle, let the breath be steady. And I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just exhale deeply with a sigh. And do that 2 more times. And I want you just now to imagine that you have got roots, and these roots are growing from the base of your body. So not just from the soles of your feet, but from the calf muscles, from your buttocks, from the back, from the shoulders, from the arms, from the palms of the hands, from the back of the head. Imagine that those roots are growing right the way down into the earth. And maybe one of the crystals spoke to you straight away to do with the different energy centers. Well, I want you to imagine those roots are pressing down, deep, deep down into the earth. They can be moving through soil and rock. They can be moving through deep chasms or caves with pools of water. But I want you now to imagine that they've found a crystal under the earth. Any crystal that suits you, and you're going to wrap those roots that you've created now, you're going to wrap them around that crystal. And now just allow yourself to be completely still. The first of the symbols is the activation symbol. And you can even imagine that this sound is slicing through anything that you need to cut away from you that may be causing you any kind of discomfort, disease, pain. The Reiki symbol, Chokure, Chokure, Chokure. Now the symbol for balance, equilibrium, and harmony, Seihei-ki, Seihei-ki, Seihei-ki. Now the symbol for the distance healing. So the healing that goes on in this practice can transcend time and space, and you can access this any time that you wish, in the future, in any place. Honsha Sei Sho Honsha Sei Sho Honsha Sei Sho Finally, to activate and just to create that energy around you. Just one more time. Chokure. I want you just now to take a deep breath in again and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. I want you to do whatever your body's asking you to do now, because we are going to begin seated with our positions. So bring yourself up. And what we're going to begin with is a practice that I use quite often myself. And I'm going to be using my Reiki wand for this. So what I want you to do now is bring yourself into a comfortable seated position, because we will be moving into Earth Witness after this for root chakra. this left knee will be bent when we start. So if you don't want to sit with your legs crossed, you don't have to. You can sit up on your knees. You can even sit on a chair. Of course, you can sit with the soles of the feet on the floor, as long as you are in a position that feels comfortable for you to begin. So just bring yourself into a position where you can be completely still. You can watch what I'm doing if you want to imagine, because you can do this. You can be moving the arms as I'm doing this. So if you move the arms as well while we're doing this, it's going to allow you to imagine that the Reiki wand is going to be moving around your aura, just starting to cleanse and rub around the aura, getting rid of anything, anything that you might have picked up that you just need to get out of your aura. So I'm going to bring this Reiki one, we're going to take it just in front of you. So it's just going to be now on the root chakra level. And with each exhalation, if you want, in your mind, you're going to say the sound of lam, L-A-M, lam. So I'll say it out loud. So we're going to take it, we're going to sweep it around us till it's come behind. Exhale the sound lam. Swap hands. Breathe in as you take it round the opposite direction. Lam. Move it a little bit further up. Swap hands again. So now it's in line with your sacral chakra. Breathing in, sweep it around your aura behind. Exhale the sound yam, yam. Vam, sorry, vam. You would get something wrong. Breathe in, taking it around the other side. Exhale, vam. Moving it up now, so it's in line now with my navel chakra. Breathing in as you take it around the aura. Of course, doing this with your eyes closed if it feels better. And we're going to exhale with ram, ram. Breathing in as you take it round in the opposite direction. Ram. Moving up now, we're imagining this is in front of our heart center. And this is yam. Breathing in, take it behind. Exhale, yam. Swap hands. Breathing in, take it around in the opposite direction. Exhale, yam. Take it up in front of the throat. Breathing in, we're moving into the sound ham. Ham. Taking it in the opposite direction. Breathing in. Now up. So it's now in front of the third eye. So it's coming much higher now. So the sound now om. Breathe in, take it round behind you. Om. Again, breathing in, round the back on the left. Om. And now as we move to the crown, I simply want you to imagine that you're sweeping it back and forth a couple of the times. So it's like just finishing off the top of your aura. With each exhalation, you can say the sound of om if you want. Then when you've done one side, you're just going to swap to the other. So breathing in, I usually do that 3 or 4 times. So it just feels as if I've completely sealed and rubbed and smudged the outside of my aura, taking away anything that may not be serving me. And then just coming back down, because we're just going to come round us now one more time. So just imagine that we're taking this in front. So just sweep it round the back, and we're going to do lam again. Exhale, lam. So this is for underneath. Breathing in to the left. and exhaling Lam. Then just allow yourself just to be still for a moment. So we've completely gone around the aura. We've cleansed anything that we may have picked. We've given it a nice rub with the selenite. The selenite crystal will take out all of the impurities and allow you now just to be cleansed. So start to release the legs and give the legs a little bit of a shake. So as I was saying, as we now come to each of these energy centers, we're going to begin with Earth Witness. And when we're doing the Earth Witness, you can imagine, if you want, with one of them, or even you can even imagine that you've got the red jasper at the root chakra. You can even imagine it's underneath the hand. So we're going to bend this left knee, bring the heel in, bend this left knee. If you've got anything, you can support that knee, because you're going to be in this for 2.5 minutes. So make sure that feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel good for you, straighten the leg out and just keep the other one bent, because we're going to bring the right hand to the inside. You don't have to bend this left knee if it doesn't feel right for you. So first we're going to lean forward. So we're going to bring this right hand. If it doesn't fit inside the foot, bring it closer. You can even be on your fingertips if you can't get it all the way down towards the floor, as long as you're grounding and rooting. I'm going to take the Prithvi mudra with the other hand, which is the tip of the ring finger is going to touch the tip of the thumb. The other 3 fingers just stand up proud. And you're going to take that into the heart center. So this is your grounding mudra. Just allow the head to drop down. So you're looking down now and connecting down to the earth. And with each exhalation you take, if you wish, you're going to make the sound of Lam. So finding that place where you feel still. So this, of course, is color of red. The celestial body is Saturn. This is about your survival, your safety, your family, your basic needs. And goals are stability in life, grounding, prosperity. So I want you, with each exhalation, just to imagine that you are allowing any dis-ease, any disharmony, just to simply be washed away. I'm imagining as I sit here and hold the red jasper that I'm channeling through the Reiki to your root chakra. Sound of Lam. You have just 20 seconds remaining in your pose on this first side of Earth Witness. Take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. Gently let that left hand go. Lean back a little and let the legs go before we come on to the other side. So you're going to bring the right foot in again. If it doesn't like it, straighten it out. You don't have to bring that in. The left foot's going to ground and root down to the earth. And you're going to bring the left fingertips inside of that, either on the fingertips or palm of the hand. Depends on how well you can actually reach, isn't it? So it's got to be what feels right for you. Again, the other hand's going to come into your Prithvi mudra. So the tip of the ring finger is going to touch the tip of the thumb. Other fingers just standing up. Bring that into your heart center, and again, just allowing the head just to slightly drop. So this is where you're going to be working on your root, the sound of Lam, your stability, your grounding, your physical health, livelihood, your strength. A deep breath in and exhale into your pose. Again, I'm going to take the red jaspers for you. Hold them in my palms. You have again just over 2.5 minutes in this pose. With each exhalation, of course, you can imagine the color of red flowing through the whole of the body. We all know that the root chakra is the perineum. It is the energy center that channels downwards into the earth. With each exhalation, the sound of Lam. I'm imagining that there is a white light that's being channeled through the top of my head. Down into my dantian, my lower energy center. And as I exhale, I am imagining that white light is moving into a red color through the red jasper and being sent on to you across time and space. Grounding color of red, the element of earth. Each exhalation, the sound of Lam. You have just 15 seconds left. Take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. Very gently begin to again wriggle into the fingers, let the legs go. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. So we're going to move now down onto the floor, and we're going to come into Banana Asana. Now, normally I ask you to do the arms in Banana Asana. If you want to, you can. Again, you're going to be on either side about 2.5 minutes. But if you prefer, I'm going to give the option of using the Yoni Mudra, which you can just place in the pelvis. So that is when you interlace the fingers and the the palm bit of the index finger touch and the tips of the thumbs touch. So you'd have the index fingers pointing down the mat and you'd have the thumbs pointing up towards you, and you just let them sit in towards the pelvic area. Just make sure that that feels right. So I'm going to move with you first to get into the mat, onto the mat, and then I'm going to sit back up again so I can hold my crystals and channel the energy. So again, find yourself, you can, if you want, shuffle head and shoulders slightly over towards the left if you want to get that really nice stretch down the right hand side of the body. Take that right foot over towards the left ankle, cross it whichever way feels right for you. If you don't want to do Yoni Mudra at the pelvis, then just bring the hands into pillows behind the head. If you want Yoni Mudra, interlace the fingers and just resting your yoni mudra onto your pelvis. So again, you're going to bring yourself there into your position. And we're going to begin our few minutes. I'm taking now hold of the carnelian. And the color of this energy center, Swadhisthana, the chakra, the second chakra, the sacral, is orange. The element of water, the celestial body, is the moon. The sound is Vam. Each exhalation, the sound of Vam. And as I'm doing this again, imagining that white light is being channeled through the top of my head, down into my dantian, through the palms of my hands, carrying the energy of the carnelian, the color of orange across time and space to you. The main issues here: sensuality, emotions, hormones, change, creativity and flow. The goals, fluidity and relaxation, desires, feeling creative, feeling secure in your community. And with each exhalation, the sound of Vam. Beautiful orange light flooding from the palms of my hands, moving in to your Swadhisthana chakra, your sacral chakra, cleansing any dis-ease, disharmony, helping to balance. You have just 15 seconds left in your pose. Take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. And I want you again, now you're going to start to take the legs back to the center, so to back to the side of the mat, and you're going to shuffle yourself back to the middle. And again, with head and shoulders, maybe you want to take the head back over towards the right hand side, either hands underneath the head or hands into your yoni mudra at the pelvis. You're going to take the left foot over towards the right. And it all depends on whether you want to cross the ankles over or not, or just leave the ankles together. So remember, you've got to do this in such a way that it feels comfortable for you. Once you've settled into your pose, we're going to be in this pose again for about 2.5, just over 2.5 minutes. So finding that position for you. So I hold again the carnelian. It's beautiful crystal with its orange colours. With each exhalation, the sound of Vam. Colour of orange flooding through the whole of your body. helping to balance out. Of course, we always say that we are clearing dis-ease. Always easier said than done, isn't it? So it's more of a clearing out that can take many, many sessions. It doesn't happen in one go. Maybe your energy centers are spinning too quickly or too slowly. So you imagine that this orange light is balancing it out. Along with harmony and equilibrium, Reiki, symbol of Seihei-ki, balancing the fluidity of this energy center through the body. So imagine the white light moving through top of my head, down into my dantian, out through the palms of my hands, traversing over space to wherever it is that you are resting and lying on your mat. So you are moving now into your final 20 seconds in this pose. So take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. And then gently begin to bring yourself back to a neutral position into your mat. So I want you to bring your feet now. So your feet are coming onto the mat. So we're going to come into a supine twist. We're moving our awareness now up into the belly. So if you've got the cushion or if you've got a pillow, you can bring it to the side of the body because we're going to come into just a gentle, normal supine twist. So take the feet in towards the belly. I've moved my bolster so it's going towards my right hand side. So if you need to support the knees as they go down, you're going to do that. So hands either side of the hips, lift the bum up a little bit, just slide your bum slightly towards the left, let those knees drop down towards the right. Now it's always up to you how that needs to be. Do the feet want to stay together? Do you want the knees closer to you? Do you want to actually bring the feet up onto whatever it is that you put on the floor if you have? Do you want to hold on to that outside of that knee? Do you want to extend that arm out to the left, or do you just want to put it on your belly because you are working now with your Manipura chakra, or do you want to put both hands onto your belly? So find what feels right now for you. And I'm moving now up to this fired calcite. And the sound here is Ram. Take a deep breath in. And exhale fully through the mouth with the sound of Ram. The Manipura chakra, the navel chakra, we're moving now into the element of fire. The celestial body is Mars or the sun. The issues here: empowerment, confidence, energy, power. The goals: vitality, purpose, strength of will, self-esteem and confidence. With each exhalation, the sound of Ram. and the color of yellow, maybe even imagining a bright yellow sun in the solar plexus. With each exhalation, the sound of Ram. You are imagining, as I feel that white light coming through the top of my head, down to the dantian, channeling through my hands, taking the fire, the calcite through to your energy center. The sound of Ram. Ram. You're moving again into your final 15 seconds. So as you take your next breath, take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. Gently using your hands, we all know how to get back to the center now. So coming back to the center, feet again underneath the knees, walk them in a little. Center the hips, hands either side of the hips. Move whatever it is you've got over to the left if you need to. Lift your bum up slightly, slide it a little way over towards the right. Let the knees drop down towards the left. Again, the closer they come to you, the deeper the twist, the further they are, the straighter the legs are, the easier the twist. Find what feels right for you. Hands on the belly or right arm extended, or even hands, left hand holding onto that knee. Find what feels right for you, as long as you've made sure that your shoulders are rooted on the ground. And then finding again that stillness as you move into your pose. With each exhalation, the sound of Ram. Ram. Again, I'm imagining that there is that white light that is being drawn through the top of my head, sending the energy down in to my dantian, moving like a flood of light through my arms, out through the palms of my hands, where they, each time I'm doing this, I can feel a tingling. Taking that Reiki energy with the power of the fired calcite, the color of the orange flooding its way to you. With each exhalation, the sound of Ram. Balancing out with a symbol of Reiki, your energy center, your vitality, your empowerment, your confidence. If you're lacking in it, building it. If you have it in abundance, then keeping it in check so the ego does not take over. With each exhalation, the sound of Ram. just for your final breath here, take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh, and slowly again you're going to start to bring yourself back into the center. Hug your knees in and just give yourself a little bit of a rock from side to side on the floor. So hug the knees in, a little bit of a rock from side to side. So we're going to roll over in a moment and we're going to come up on to the front of our bodies. We're going to come into a supported Sphinx pose. If you would prefer to do a crocodile, that's absolutely fine by me. So we're going to move around and bring ourselves towards the back of the mat. So this is where you can, if you prefer, you can take your pillow or your cushion. So your toes are going to go to the back of the mat. You're going to let yourself come forwards and let the chest just be rested here. I would prefer to bring the chin, so the chin is kind of resting there, and then you can just let the head rest. Make sure that feels comfortable for you. So if you have it so far so that you are kind of like leaning right the way over, your head's going to come right the way down. So that's why I'm suggesting, so it's kind of like going underneath the chest, it's opening up into the chest, it's lifting the chest and the shoulders up, but you want to find a position that's right for you. So you can be quite low here, make pillows with the hands, as the forehead down. But if you're okay to come into your Sphinx, bring your elbows onto the floor. You've opened up and you've brought the awareness into the heart because you've got the cushion or the pillow here. And if you want to, you can, of course, put the palms, the hands on the floor. You can even bring your hands into a prayer position. But make sure that the elbows are in such a position that you feel supported there. So you're going to be in this, which is why we need to make sure that we're comfortable here. We're going to be in this for about 4 minutes. So please make sure that you are comfortable. At any point that you need to drop the head down, you are going just to let that relax. So I'm moving now. And I have the green aventurine for the healing in my right hand. I have the rose quartz in my left hand for the love. So again, take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. And as we move into this energy center, the sound here is yam. And the color here, green or pink, depending on what it is that you feel that you need. The element is air. The celestial body is Venus. The issues here, equilibrium, compassion, acceptance, empathy, love. The goals here is balance in relationships, particularly with yourself. Self-acceptance and compassion. With each exhalation, I am imagining that white light turning into green for those of you who need the healing at the heart, turning into pink those of you who need the love and empathy. With each exhalation, the sound of yam. Sound of yam. Again, I'm imagining that energy that is channeling through the top of my head, the Reiki energy. moving down my Sashana, down into my Dantian. Each of my exhalations traveling down my arms out from the palms of my hands, as they are tingling quite a lot here, actually. And not just one side, it is both. Maybe there is somebody who doesn't just need the healing, but needs the love. And so maybe you can imagine swirls of green and pink light moving and spinning around the heart center. You're coming just to your few last seconds here. So take a deep breath in. Exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. And I want you in your own time just to gently start to come up onto the elbows if you weren't already there. Try and get yourself over that cushion. You may need to bring the hands down first to move that cushion. I'm just going to very carefully begin to drop your hips down to your heels. And I just want you to come for a moment into a child's pose. So rest the forehead there on to the hands and just give yourself a moment there in your child pose. I'm just closing the window. There's a lot of noise. So into your child's pose, and if it feels okay, you're going to come up just for a moment onto your hands and knees. Just take a deep breath in and exhale. Tuck the chin to the chest, and you just want to stretch up and over onto the spine. Slowly ease your way back to neutral position. And this is where we're either going to get the two cushions. So if you want, you're going to take both cushions and you're going to lie them in such a way that you can lie on the whole of the cushion. Your head will then, so the back of your neck will go on the edge of the cushion, so your head will be tilted very slightly behind. If you want to be higher, so I'm going to do it the other way around, just so you can see what I'm doing. So you can either do it this way, bring that underneath and just let the head drop back, so just a little exposure there of the throat, or you can put both. And then you will obviously be higher, the head will be further back. If that's too much for you, then you can put the cushion underneath as well, as long as it feels comfortable with those cushions, with that neck exposed. Make sure the head feels okay there. Gentle if you're using just one pillow underneath the body and underneath the bottom half of the body, that will feel less exposed with the head. So again, once you've got your position, we're just going to do 3 minutes here because this is quite an open one in the throat. So I'm going to collect now my soda light. And once you are comfortable there, closing the eyes down. And again, bringing the soda light into the palms of my hands. And now as we move into the throat, the sound here is ham, H-A-M, ham. With each exhalation, sound, Bija mantra ham. The color here at the throat is blue. The element is ether. Celestial body is Mercury. And here are issues: clear communication, creativity, resonance. Do I have a voice and do I use it? Your self-expression, your harmony with others, and your resonance, not just for yourself, but with others. Again, I'm imagining now that energy that is being drawn through the top of my head and the Sushumna into Dantian, and as I exhale, energy is moving through the sodalite in the palms of my hands, traversing time and space, moving over your throat, balancing out the energy center of throat, the symbol of Reiki, equilibrium and harmony at this throat center. Color of blue flooding through the throat center. With each exhalation, the sound of that blue healing energy swirling around the throat, bathing it in a blue light, bringing about balance, equilibrium, cleansing and clearing. Now you have just 20 seconds remaining in your pose. Take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. Now I think the best way to get out of this one is just to simply roll over to the side. So you can move and you can throw them away if you want, throw the cushions out of the way, and then when you're ready, come back on to your back. And I just want you to draw your chin in and just bring the knees in for a moment. Draw the tip of the nose up towards the knees and a bit of a rock from side to side. So you can just stretch out the back of that neck for a moment. And then coming to, before our relaxation, our final chakra, I want you to roll over and you're going to bring yourself back up into a comfortable position. So we are going to come now into tortoise pose, but we are going to bring that in with actually bringing the hands together. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. So I'm going to bring the soles of the feet together. If you need to put those cushions, those pillows underneath, whoops, there's spilled the juice everywhere. So you can put them so they are supporting the knee. So it is a little bit easier for you because then you can lean into it. You can even put, if you've got that cushion, put the cushion there so you can put the elbows on it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to bring the palms of the hands together. And you're just going to bring, if you fold the thumbs inwards, we're going to bring, can't do it with my glasses on, we're going to bring the knuckle part of the flat knuckle part of the thumbs. So they're just going to press there into your third eye center. But adjust it so it feels comfortable here because you're going to be here for about 4 minutes. So you want to make sure that you feel comfortable there, because you want to bring your awareness into the third eye. So if the palms are together, it's just so that those two flat bits of the knuckles are going to be touching the third eye. So once you are in your position, and I'm collecting now, we're moving into the amethyst. So I have amethyst now in the palms of my hands. I'm closing the eyes down. Of course, your third eye, your Ajna chakra. The colour here like a purple or an indigo blue. The element here is light. The celestial body is Neptune. So gently find your way into your pose. Adjust. And if it gets too much to have those thumbs pressing into the third eye, then take them away, that's fine. Gentle breaths with the body. And as we move now in to the sound of Om with each exhalation. So our issues here, intuition, inner voice, instinct, clear perceptions and clear perspectives. Our psychic perception, our imagination, our clairvoyance, all exists within this space. With each exhalation, the sound of Om. Again, I am imagining that I'm drawing that Reiki in through the top of my head. A white light, it travels down my Sushumna into my Dantian. And then as it floods my body, it travels down my arms, out from the palms of my hands, through the amethyst crystal, carrying with it the healing color of the purple, healing energy of the amethyst. You can imagine in that space between the eyebrows, there is a purple light spinning, balancing out any energies that may have become disharmonized, unbalanced, out of touch. With each exhalation, the sound of Om. Om. This your final pose. You have just 1 minute remaining in this pose. Imagine that light clearing the mind, clearing the thoughts, the stresses that may be on your mind, bringing balance, equilibrium, and harmony. Take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth. with a sigh. I want you very gently to begin to bring yourself up there. Open back up into the eyes and just bring the soles of the feet onto the floor. Now you're going to bring the hands behind you. Just wait to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Do whatever the head's asking you to do. Maybe you want a few circles with the neck, as long as you're very gentle. Maybe you want to drop the neck down. Maybe you want to keep the chin neutral. Just do whatever the body's doing needs. And then a few dips from side to side with the knees. And guess what? It is now time for your Shavasana. And of course, the Shavasana is traditionally what we would use for your crown chakra. So please find a comfortable position now. And just allow yourself to find that stillness on the mat. And as I read this, we're going to have a walk through the chakra fields. And I'm taking my angel light. So I shall be, as I read this, I will stop every so often, just take a deep breath in and allow that breath to send that energy of the white light to you. So relax deeply and feel your senses becoming very alert. So you can notice every detail of your imaginary surroundings as I read. And again, maybe you want to imagine you're holding this is raw angel light. So this is not polished. This is really powerful. Maybe you want to imagine you're holding it in your hands and bringing your awareness and focus to your crown center for a moment. So as we walk through the chakra fields, we're going to make our way back from the root through each of the energy centers and finally staying at the head, just for a minute or so at the head. Begin to imagine that you are walking along a short lane that takes you to a stile, giving you access to a meadow. There is a sea of red flowers, perhaps poppies, growing in this field. They represent the vitality and growth of the base chakra. The footpath leads you gently uphill across this field to another stile. You follow this path, absorbing the vibrant redness, feeling the solid ground beneath you and the movement of your legs and feet as you walk. You inhale the natural earthy smell of living, growing plants. The next stile takes you into a grove of orange trees, laden with ripe fruit, representing the sensuality of the sacral chakra. Enjoy the abundance of nature and its glorious power to reproduce and sustain life. And you eat some of the fruit, letting the delicious juices flow in your mouth. Maybe even you dance your way along the path to the next stile. This leads you into a field of golden sunflowers representing the light and heat of the navel chakra, where we store our reserves of energy and prana, just as the seeds of the sunflower store the energy of life. You feast your eyes on the gold around you and let your skin soak up the warmth of the sun. You feel confident that your reserves of energy will always support you whatever you set out to accomplish. As you reach the end of the field, there is a gate in a wall. This gate opens into a formal walled garden with a path that takes you under a long archway festooned with climbing roses in every shade of pink, luminous against their glossy green leaves, exuding heavenly scent. This beautiful garden represents your heart chakra with its atmosphere of peace and joy. You touch the velvety petals and the roses, leaning down to share their beauty with you, inviting you to pick them up. You take just one to keep as your constant companion before passing through the gate at the end of the garden. You find yourself now on high ground under a wide blue sky, across which birds are flying and calling to each other. The sky is reflected in pools of blue water from melting snow. Vivid blue flowers open their faces to the warm sun. This scene represents the throat chakra, the energies of pure space and sound. And for a moment you stop. You can hear your name being called. Somebody is calling you. And you follow the voice and walk trustingly towards a high pass ahead of you. Someone comes to meet you, offering to guide you onward. And this person represents your own higher wisdom, your third eye, the all-seeing eye of the higher mind that unites the two hemispheres of the brain, the logical intellect, creative imagination, creating insight. And your guide may even tell you something. They may even be a manifestation of somebody you know. Their inner wisdom calling to you. Maybe rather than telling you something and giving you a message, maybe they simply give you something for you to hold or to keep. Then you head over the pass. You find yourself on a grassy glade, surrounded by trees. In the center is a small white building, clearly a very special and spiritual place. And this represents your crown chakra. Your guide gestures to you to enter alone, which you do very respectfully. And there you sit still in your place. Maybe you want here to feel the white light flooding through the whole of your body. Maybe you wish to repeat a sankalpa you already have. Maybe the sound of Om with each exhalation. And again, as you are still, the energy of the angel light, white light flooding, transversing time and space, entering through the top of your head, sending a white, clearing and balancing light through your crown chakra, healing light, a light of harmony, of balance, of peace. With each exhalation, sound of Om. Maybe just a simple mantra. I know, I know, I know. Allowing yourself to absorb each of these spiritual energies, gently healing, clearing, balancing, bringing harmony and peace of mind. I want you now to say thank you to your guide for this small building. And then just imagine that you are walking back the way you came, over the snow, through the garden, sunflowers, the orange trees, finally back to the red poppies or flowers. And again, you are going now to become aware of your physical body and the body in which you are lying on the mat. And I want you just to give yourself a few moments there to come back into your body. Remembering now that as that was quite obviously a healing session, that once you are up in a seated position, please take your time for the next few hours. Drink lots of water and know that you are protected. Gently hugging the knees into your chest, rocking from side to side, doing whatever it is your body is asking you to do. Then when you are ready, bringing yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands back into a prayer position at the heart, just relaxing the shoulders and just slightly dropping the head. So I've no idea who felt what. I certainly felt a lot of tingling, more so in certain energy centers than others. The heart certainly seemed to be on fire. So please look after yourself today and have a lovely sunny day. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much.